My parents kicked me out, then called me 5 years later. Part 1. I thought they were joking. At first. I mean, they're your parents. They don't just kick you out. Right. I was 18. Just finished school. No money. No real plan. But I had one thing. A dream. I wanted to move to another city. Start something on my own. Nothing crazy. Just my life. But my parents. They didn't see it that way. You're being stupid, my dad said. You have everything here. A house. A safe life. A clear path. But it wasn't mine. It was theirs. And I didn't want to live someone else's life. So I told them. I'm leaving. Big mistake. The room went silent. My mom looked at me. Like she didn't recognize me anymore. You're serious? She asked. I nodded. I want to try. My dad laughed. Not a happy laugh. A cold one. Try what? He said. Fail. I didn't answer. Because deep down, I knew it wouldn't be easy. But I still wanted it. That was enough. Or at least, I thought it was. Then he said something I'll never forget. If you walk out that door, don't come back. I froze. What? You heard me, he said. I looked at my mom. She didn't say anything. Didn't defend me. Didn't stop him. Just looked down. And that hurt more than anything. Are you serious? I asked. My dad stepped closer. Completely. Silent. Heavy. Real. This wasn't a threat. This was a choice. Them. Or my life. I stood there for a moment. Thinking. Hoping they'd stop me. Say something. Anything. But they didn't. So I made a decision. I grabbed my bag. Walked to the door. And before I left, I turned around. One last time. They were just standing there. Watching me. Like I was already gone. So I left. And just like that, I didn't have a family anymore. The first year was the hardest. No money. No estaba el yeri en ostedi. No support. Just survival. I worked everywhere. Cafes. Warehouses. Night shifts. Anything that paid. There were nights I didn't eat. Days I wanted to quit. Times I thought. Maybe they were right. But I didn't go back. Because I couldn't. Not after what they said. Years passed. Slowly. Things started changing. I got better jobs. Saved money. Learned things. Grew up. And eventually, I built something of my own. Nothing huge. But enough. Enough to live. Enough to breathe. And for the first time, I felt proud of myself. Then one day, my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost ignored it. But something told me to answer. Hello. Silence. Then, a voice. Is this you? My heart stopped. I knew that voice. Even after all those years. Mom, I said. Silence. Then, I didn't think you answer. My chest tightened. After 5 years. This is how it starts. What do you want? I asked. There was a pause. Long one. Then she said something I wasn't ready to hear. You need to come home. Home? I almost laughed. I don't have one, I said. Another silence. Then her voice broke. Please. That one word changed everything. Because my mom never said please. Not like that. Not with that voice. And suddenly, something felt wrong. Very wrong. Part 2. I stayed silent. Her voice was different. Not strict. Not cold. Weak. And that scared me. What happened? I asked. She didn't answer right away. I could hear her breathing. Uneven. Then she said, Your dad, he's not well. My chest tightened. What do you mean, not well? Silence. He's in the hospital, she said quietly. Everything went still. I didn't know what to feel. Anger, concern, nothing. 5 years. 5 years of silence. And now, this. What do you want me to do? I asked. Come, she said. Just one word. But it carried everything. I don't think that's a good idea, I replied. My voice sounded calm. But inside, it was. I know, she said. Another pause. But he asked for you. That hit harder than I expected. He asked for me, I repeated. Yes, she said. I sat down slowly. Out of all people. Why me? After everything he said. After everything he did. This doesn't make sense, I said. I know, she replied. But please. That word again. And suddenly, all those years didn't feel that long. Memories started coming back. Not just the bad ones. Everything. And I hated that. Because it made this harder. I'll think about it, I said. Please don't take too long, she whispered. Then the call ended. I sat there for a long time. Phone still in my hand. Thinking. Should I go? Part of me said no. Remember what they did. But another part was quieter. People change. I didn't like that voice. Because it made sense. That night, I didn't sleep. I kept replaying everything. The argument. The door. The silence after. And now, this call. By morning, I made a decision. I went. The drive felt longer than it was. Every kilometer felt heavier, like I was going back to something I wasn't ready to face. When I arrived, nothing had changed. Same house. Same où elle était. Like time just stopped there. I stood in front of the door. The same door I walked out of 5 years ago. My hand hesitated. Then I knocked. A few seconds later, the door opened. My mom stood there. And for a moment, I didn't recognize her. She looked older. Tired. Like those 5 years. Hit her harder than me. Hi, she said softly. I nodded. Hi. No hug. No smile. Just distance. She stepped aside. I walked in. And instantly, everything came back. Same walls. Same zapakia. Same memories. It felt strange. Like I didn't belong there anymore. Hospital, I asked. She nodded. We should go. The car ride was silent. Too many things to say. But none of them came out. When we got there, my heart started racing. I didn't expect that. I thought I was ready. But I was. We walked through the hallway. White walls. Quiet voices. Until we stopped at a door. This is his room, she said. I looked at it. And suddenly, I didn't want to go in. What if nothing changed, I thought. What if it's the same person? But then I remembered. He asked for you. So I opened the door. He was lying in the bed. Weaker. Older. Nothing like I remembered. For a second, I just stood there. Then his eyes opened. And he saw me. Real surprise. Real emotion. You came, he said quietly. I didn't answer. I just stood there. Not knowing what to say. After everything. What do you even say? He looked at me. Like he was trying to find words. Then finally, he said something I never expected. I was wrong. I froze. That man never said that. Not once in his life. I shouldn't have said those things, he continued. My chest tightened. I shouldn't have let you go like that. Silence filled the room. And suddenly, everything felt different. But I still didn't know if it was too late. Final part. I didn't know what to say. I was wrong. Those words kept echoing in my head. Because my father never apologized. Not once. And now, he was lying there, looking smaller than I had ever seen him. We thought we were protecting you, he said. I stayed silent. Giving you a safe life, he continued. His voice was weak. But we forgot something. He looked at me. It wasn't your life. That hit deeper than I expected. Because that was all I ever wanted him to understand. Years ago. I was angry, he said. I thought if I pushed you, you stay. I almost laughed. You pushed me out, I said. He closed his eyes for a second. I know. Silent. Heavy. But different now. Not angry. Honest. I thought you'd fail, he admitted. I didn't react. And when you did. He paused. I didn't know how to face you. That made sense. More than I wanted it to. All these years, he continued. I wanted to call you. I looked at him. Then why didn't you? He didn't answer right away. Then he said quietly. Because I was afraid you wouldn't answer. I felt something shift inside me. Because that fear. I knew it. I had it too. I almost didn't, I said. He nodded slowly. I wouldn't have blamed you. We sat in silence. 5 years. Of distance. Sitting between us. And somehow. In this moment. It didn't feel impossible anymore. Not fixed. But possible. Then he said something else. If I get another chance. He looked at me. I'd do it differently. I took a deep breath. Because this was the moment. The real one. Not when I left. Not when they called. Now. I could walk away again. Stay angry. Stay right. Or. I could do something harder. I looked at him. At my mom. At everything we lost. And everything we could still lose. Then I said. I didn't come back for the past. They both looked at me. I came back for what's left. My mom's eyes filled with tears. My dad didn't say anything. But I saw it. Relief. Real relief. I stepped closer. Not fully. But enough. I'm not the same person, I said. I have my own life now. He nodded. I know. And things won't just go back to normal. Another nod. They shouldn't, he said. That was the first time. We agreed. And somehow. That meant more than everything else. A few weeks later. Things were still awkward. Still not perfect. But different. We talked more. Slowly. Carefully. Like rebuilding something fragile. And for the first time. It didn't feel forced. It felt real. Because the truth is. Family isn't about never breaking. It's about what you do after it breaks. And sometimes, the hardest thing you can do is not walking away, but coming back.